Board on Judicial Standards.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was someone there who could answer a question.
Is it concerning a judge's conduct?
It's actually concerning a question that came up in school last week and nobody could really figure out what was going on.
Okay, I'll transfer the card. Your call. Just a moment, please.
Thanks.
Hello, David Paul.
Yeah, my name is Mike Ripka.
You're cutting out. I'm sorry, I missed your name.
My name is Mike Ripka.
And could you spell that last name for me, Mike?
R-I-P-K-A.
K-A. R-I-T-K-A. You're not the guy who called from Winona, are you?
Yep.
Oh, well, hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
I got a question that came up. I'm a criminal justice major.
Right, yeah.
We had a question come up in class and nobody could really figure out what was what on that. And I was just...
Yeah, I read your email.
Oh, okay, you got it?
Let me look it back up here. Oh. Starting to warm up down there?
It's about the same as it's been all week.
That doesn't sound very hopeful.
No, it's kind of cold.
Okay, let me just find you here.
I remember the Mike Hatch thing where the judge sent in a complaint.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Well, every once in a while I can't seem to find this.
3C1.
I'll just get back. I'm going to go back into my... It's not where it should be. Hang on a second.
Sure.
I'll get this and all. Okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, criminal justice major. Two questions. First, okay. If the defense informs the judge that they have proof that the prosecutor has a conflict of interest, is the judge required to look at the proof and then send a complaint to the lawyer ethics board? Okay. First of all, proof is a word of art, which is, of course, might mean different things to different people. Are we agreed on that?
Sure.
Hello?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so proof, it's not proof until the judge says it is, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, but what the canons say is that, I'll read you this rule.
Yeah.
This is Canon 3C, that the judge shall take or initiate appropriate disciplinary measures against a judge or a lawyer for unprofessional conduct of which the judge may become aware.
Uh-huh.
So there are two issues there. First of all, is the judge aware? And is the judge initiating appropriate disciplinary procedures? Or is he taking appropriate disciplinary procedures?
Uh-huh.
So your question is, first of all, okay, the defense says, Judge, the prosecutor has a conflict of interest and I can prove it. Right?
Yep.
That's what you're saying.
Yep.
The judge says, well, let me see. Why do you say that? Okay, and he either decides that the conflict of interest is existing or it is not existing, okay?
Or they could say, I don't want to hear it.
No, they can't really say that.
Okay.
Why would they say, I don't want to hear it?
I don't know.
I mean, unless
That was one of the hypotheticals in the question.
it's clearly frivolous.
Yeah, that was one of the hypotheticals in the question.
I know. This is ethics is a legal question, especially conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Conflict of interest is a legal question for the judge to decide. And it's also something that we can decide here
Okay.
As a board. And so the judge should, if a valid issue of a conflict of interest arises, the judge should decide it.
Uh-huh.
Don't you think?
Oh, well, I thought, yeah, that's what I thought.
Who said that the judge wouldn't have to hear it?
Oh, just some class members.
Oh, not any class members.
Yeah.
Guys who are still learning, right?
Yeah, we're just nothing. We're nobodies.
Okay, well, no, I think the judge would always, hear that out.
Okay.
He may not agree, but he would certainly hear it out.
Sure.
Now, the next thing is what the judge can do. And if it's a conflict of interest, a true conflict of interest, the judge can say, you're not going to represent this person anymore, or you're going to, if it's a county, you might have to say
Prosecutor.
you're going to has to get another lawyer.
This regarded a prosecutor, the question we were...
I'm sorry?
The question regarded a prosecutor having the conflict.
All right, well, that's fine. And I assume the conflict would be personal, not as a result of the prosecutor working for the county attorney's office, but just a personal conflict. Like,
Yeah.
for example, had he represented the guy before he became county attorney, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, okay, yeah. Yeah, and, the judge can either rule on it himself or herself, or the judge could send it to the Lawyers' Professional Responsibility Board, which has jurisdiction over lawyers.
Uh-huh.
Either way, the judge is complying with 3C1.
Okay. If the judge ruled it on her herself, what would she do?
If the judge ruled on it herself, she might say something like, well, she might say, this is nothing, we're moving on. Or she might say, yes, this is a valid claim of a conflict, and this is a personal conflict. You're going to have to step down from this, Mr. Prosecutor, and you're going to have to give me another lawyer.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Now, the next question you had was, if the judge knows the prosecutor broke the ethics rule by not turning a case over to another prosecutor, in other words, the lawyer who, the judge agrees that the lawyer had a conflict of interest, and this case was turned over to another prosecutor, and the prosecutor refused to do that in violation of the court's order. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, that's just an ordinary violation of the court's order.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Is the judge required to dismiss the case?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not what we deal with here.
Okay.
The judge may, I don't know if that would give the judge the power to dismiss the case. It might.
Okay.
But I mean, that you have to remember, here at this board we deal only with ethics issues.
Okay.
Whether or not a judge should dismiss a case is not an ethics issue, is it?
That's appeals court issue, right?
That's a legal issue.
Okay.
And so we don't deal with those here, but it sure sounds that, and the whole question seems to me goes to legal issues. Did the prosecutor comply with the court's order? Did he not?
Okay.
And if so, what should happen? And that's really a legal issue. That's not really something that you would want to have answered from the standpoint of an administrative agency such as us.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks a lot.
Well, you're very welcome. Good. Give me a call if I can help you anymore.
Thanks a lot.
You're
Appreciate it. See ya.
Bye.
Busted.